But one of the things about our 5 state reps is that when they work for us, they work for the town, they work for the beach, they don't have a Democratic hat on or a Republican or an independent hat. They have a hat on that they are totally committed to service this community. So I found it to be very important that they be here today and give an opportunity to say a few words. So saying that, I'd like to ask Representative Stiles to start it off.
Well, thank you, John. And thank you for the invitation to be here today and to have the opportunity to listen to everyone's concerns and suggestions, because I think there have been some great suggestions here. As one of your representatives, I don't think I have the answers, but I am very willing to try to put the pieces together. And that meeting that Mike was speaking about earlier today was actually started when we met with the property owners that were burned out, and each of the representatives walked away with a responsibility. And my responsibility was to try to bring together the people to identify how we could deal with the sidewalk issues out there. Also, the other responsibility that I accepted was to work with this Board of Selectmen to encourage them to look at tax incentives for the businesses that were going to rebuild and remodel. So that is, and I must say that the selectmen were very receptive to that, and I think that they are going to be putting forward an issue on the warrant, on the next warrant that it comes out. Our representatives do meet the first Monday of every month. Democrats and Republicans, we get together and we work together on issues that pertain to Hampton, and we have no political face on when we do that, because we are here to serve the community. We continue to do that and work with the beach commissioners as well. I had the opportunity to put in a couple of bills for the beach commissioners this year. One was looking at trash. It is being voted on today in the Senate. Has come through where we will be able to assess fines for people who leave trash on the beach. And it's in a partnership with the local community if they choose to participate, where the fines would be split 50-50. 50% would go to the town, 50% would go to the state. So hopefully we can bring that into operation. And I have to thank Rich Sawyer for coming in and testifying on behalf of the community for that. The other bill that I have put forward, which will be exec'd out tomorrow, has to do with the retail display of martial arts and deadly weapons. We're trying to get some of those things pulled back off the street. We're not trying to stop business. We're not trying to stop the sale. We're just trying to have some control over the access that children have to those items. So those are a couple of things that I've been trying to do, and I am very willing to try to put people together. Don't have all of the answers, but I can find the people that can talk and perhaps solve some solutions. So that's where I'm willing to work.
Thank you. Representative Kepler?
Thank you again, John, for orchestrating this. My committee in the House is Resources, Recreation, and Development, so the parks are my baby, so to speak. And I am currently on the Parks Advisory Council, which meets, and we're talking about leasing and all the other issues that come into the areas of the parks. And if you'll remember, the SB5 Commission, who met in this room and heard many people speak about how much they care about this area and everything. And so that came out of that advisory council, came out of that. And we're looking at all the kinds of legislation that affect the parks, and whether, I think there's some 47 different pieces of legislation perhaps that need to be changed. So that's kind of where I have come from, but I do want to go back to what I've heard people speak to. I've heard about tax breaks, I've heard about affordable loans, I've heard about transportation big time, and I'll have to tell you, I'm a big train person, and I would be promoting, if we could in some way, bring better train service to the area. But also the parking issues, and I've heard back and forth about the parking garage, or whether we could afford it, or whether it would even pay for itself. And some of my thoughts would be thinking of, I believe maybe it was Ray next to me who spoke about a flagged hotel, a lodger, I'm thinking lodger hotel, who maybe could afford to do something like that. And I think we might have to think about that down the line. But one of the things I've also spent time looking at and trying to understand is the master plan, and the fact that we keep hearing the words family beach and what we want the beach to be, and the beach community, family friendly, oriented, safe, healthy, whatever. And I've heard about the issue of traffic, and I was one of those kids many moons ago who drove by round and around in someone's convertible having a good time just cruising the beach. But in some places, walkovers are built, and I know that's an expensive kind of thing to look at, but part of the reason we have such traffic issues with the bridge and the backup is that flow of traffic on 1A. And while I'm hearing we have to be realistic, I'm thinking we really do have to think outside the box, as someone else has mentioned, and think about would it ever be possible to close off a certain part of 1A to traffic and have it be foot traffic? And where could we take that other traffic that needs to go back and forth? But I don't think we should ever sort of put that out and under a basket somewhere and never forget about it, because I think that's really important. And from the complaints I've had, and I have to tell you, I do hear from constituents, I need to plug this in there somewhere because I know there's somebody from the police department here. Some real speed bumps on Ashworth Avenue would really slow traffic down there and do away with a lot of complaints. And there are ones that can be built that a snowplow can easily go over. So that's my stick there. But as to what state government can do, I mean, like I say, my baby has been the parks and resources, recreation, and development. So I would, the idea would be to continue in that area, but working also with the parks and the Bureau of Tourism to really make, as I'm hearing, a destination site here, and thinking about the extension of the season and what people here can do together to add to that. And I think that could be a way that could bring people here, and then also attract the businesses who would want to be in an extended season. Thank you again, John.